Hi, thank you for inviting me to present here at OIS. I think this is probably my 7th year, and it's been a great venue for ophthalmology and innovation. So thank you. My name is Sean Yanshulev, and I'm here at the Drug Delivery Showcase to tell you about Eyenovia and some of our programs and our innovation. So Eyenovia, as you can see the slides here, we started 4 or 5 years ago, really focusing on innovation for topical delivery of therapeutics to the eye. And we've developed a first-in-class technology and pharmaceutical programs, and we think it's one of the most robust late-stage pipelines in our field. First-in-class pharmaceutical programs, that includes our phase 3 development program in progressive myopia, where currently there is no FDA-approved treatment. Our phase 3 program, development program in presbyopia, which we're supposed to initiate in the next couple of months. And again, currently we don't have pharmacologic treatment for FDA-approved treatment for presbyopia. And these two are really exciting because they will really move the ball forward in those conditions of significant unmet need. We're using also, and we have developed a first-in-class ophthalmic delivery system with our first microdose delivery system for the eye to ever enter FDA studies, our first touchless horizontal delivery system for the eye in 100 years, and our first digital smart delivery system for the eye with 100% compliance monitoring. And again, these are many firsts in a field where we haven't seen much innovation beyond the conventional paradigm of the eyedropper that has been around for 100 years. So we have 3 pharmaceutical programs now under development utilizing this breakthrough development technology and this topical delivery platform, which we call OptiJet, with the microstat for pharmacologic mydriasis, with our MIST-1 and MIST-2 phase 3 trials, with micropin for progressive myopia, with the Chaperone phase 3 trial, which we recently partnered with Bausch Health, as well as with Microline for presbyopia with our Vision 1 and Vision 2 phase 3 program, which we plan to initiate in the last quarter of this year. And as you can see here, we've really teed up a very strong pipeline in ophthalmology based on this delivery platform with microstat in pharmacologic mydriasis. We know 100 million people every year get pharmacologic mydriasis for diabetic retinopathy, for different conditions of the retina, for macular degeneration, and so forth, even for the comprehensive eye exam. And again, a very elegant microdose of a fixed combination phenylephrine tropicamide can dilate the pupil very effectively. And we've already read out the phase 3 studies of our program in microstat as positive, and we're preparing to submit the NDA. We also have Microline for presbyopia, and we're planning to initiate our phase 3 Vision 1 and Vision 2 studies. Again, presbyopia and the attrition of near vision function is something that we've seen as a major problem in the field of ophthalmology, with so many active adults experiencing that at the age of 40 or 50. And again, there is no currently approved pharmacologic treatment for that. We use the hardware with the eyeglasses, and we know that that can be at least not so disabling as much as inconveniencing for people, especially with active lifestyles. And I think more recently, there was some data from that that was announced by Allergan on the same pilocarpine compound that we have in our phase 3 program. So we're very excited to move forward in that therapeutic arena. And then our micropin program for progressive myopia. And this is a $5 billion market opportunity in the US, affecting almost 9 million young children. And again, I call that the epidemic behind the pandemic. Today, I think everybody is really tuned into the pandemic. But in fact, we've been having a global epidemic of progressive myopia, which has gotten into critical proportions. And there is no pharmacologic treatment that's been approved for that. We have great data coming from a collaborative studies showing that atropine in low doses can be really game changing. And so we're moving forward, and we have now the Chaperone study, which is our phase 3 program, and it's ongoing. We've already randomized quite a few patients. It's really using that microdose delivery technology to treat progressive myopia so that we can slow down that disease. Again, Eyenovia has really been lucky to partner with some very, very strategic entities in the space of ophthalmology. We more recently announced in October, just a month ago, a partnership with Bausch Health on the micropin program, and that is for the US and Canada. I think we all understand that this is a major program. It's going to be of major significance, I think, up there to some of the other therapeutics that I've helped develop, such as Lucentis for macular degeneration. We think that Bausch partnership will be really critical in terms of getting that therapy to patients in the best possible way by us partnering with one of the most expert commercial players in ophthalmology. We also struck a partnership with Arctic Vision for microline and micropin for China and South Korea. Enormous markets for those conditions. And again, Arctic Vision being a very expert organization focused in those markets, and they add tremendous expertise for us and dramatically change the vector of our penetration globally through those partnerships in those markets. And then we have the longstanding partnership with Senju Pharmaceuticals, one of the leading pharmaceutical companies in Japan, and they realized the value of Eyenovia's technology early on and been a partner of ours. With them, we intend to be able to have the expertise for those markets, additional markets in Asia, as well as Japan. So we're very excited about those partnerships. With any new technology, it's critical for a small company to be able to rely on some of the most strategic players and get leverage, particularly in markets which are more specific and not really in our wheelhouse. So collectively, those opportunities, just the partnerships themselves, represent approximately 100 million of pre-commercial non-sales milestones. This is before we even go to the markets. And again, this is a game-changing number for a small company like Eyenovia. And on top of that, we have a platform technology, and these 3 programs just illustrate the very beginning of us addressing with that platform major indications and pretty much anything that has to do with topical delivery. Again, our microarray print technology is game-changing. We've shrunk the inkjet printer for the first time to be able to deliver therapeutics to the eye in a precise, accurate, safe way. And when I say that is, for example, we're very well aware that half of the time people delivering therapeutics with eyedropper, they miss the eye. And the time when they actually get the therapeutic in the eye, they're overdosing the eye because each eye drop from an eyedropper is about 30 to 40 microliters. And your eye and your entire ocular surface can only hold 7 microliters. So we're dramatically overdosing the ocular surface. And that leads not only to discomfort and pain, but that leads to ocular surface problems with the preservative, with the compound, that leads to hyperemia, as we've seen with over and over again. And again, major problems on the ocular surface and topically, as well as systemic problems. So we're very excited about this ability now to change the game for topical delivery and to be able to deliver something safer, as well as in a very easy to use way with our technology. And I want to show you a video here of the technology because it's really unique. It's very differentiated from the eyedropper. And you can see, for example, this is a micropin patient, a kid, and kids are notoriously difficult to give eye drops to. And it's a very simple delivery with almost like an inkjet microprint delivery, where it creates a directional mist and targets it to the eye, to the ocular surface, and more specifically to the cornea, because the cornea is where most of the bioavailability of any drug is, and the conjunctiva is where you get the complications and the hyperemia. So again, and I'll show it one more time, because everybody loves seeing this and how that works, but it literally prints just like we print ink on a pixelated picture with the inkjet printer. It prints these micro droplets. And the only thing you can feel, even without any anesthetic, is purely the mist, the wetness, without any pain. And those 7 microliters which we deliver, physiologic dosing to the eye, are really going where they need to go, directly to the cornea for ocular surface coating, and then for bioavailability and therapeutic effect. So we're really using that for the first time to inflect the therapeutic index of drugs. Also, the base, as you can see, is all electronic. It communicates with the smartphone technology, with the cloud, and we will have for the first time, the first digital system, digital health system to monitor compliance. Every delivery is recorded. And so when a patient comes to us, it will be like the Fitbit. It will be able to tell you when did they give their dose, what was their % compliance. And we've been talking about compliance in ophthalmology for almost 100 years. And for the first time, compliance will be baked into our system. So as you can see, we're solving major problems with the standard eye droppers, such as the drug and formulation preservatives of the eye and the overdosing. We also have much greater advantages potentially when we deliver the physiologic dosing with 7 microliters in terms of the ocular surface, as well as systemically. We also have a non-protruding tip. We call it touchless nozzle for touchless delivery. We know in the age of COVID today, it's very important how sanitary we are, and cross-contamination of eyedroppers for dilation, where they used sometimes as many as 40 patients in the course of the daily practice of ophthalmology and optometry is a big issue. And again, for this directional, touchless, horizontal spray delivery, I think we're going to see some really good advantages. As a clinician, I really see great benefits, particularly when it comes to today's day and age, when patients are so attuned to sterility. And you can see here on this picture is a delivery on the left eye, where the patient got actually one glaucoma medication, in this case, a Repressa with a standard eye drop, and on the right eye, a microdose of the same drop. And we had the same 7mm drop in intraocular pressure in both eyes from baseline, yet you can see almost no hyperemia 1 hour later in the right eye with the microdose, and a significant hyperemia with the standard eyedropper dose. So again, as we've seen over and over again through many clinical studies, we have now 5 phase 2 and phase 3 clinical studies that we've completed. We're literally leading the way in that new horizon, where we can deliver drugs better, faster, smarter to the eye, eliminate waste, improve patient compliance, improve therapeutic effect, and literally change the game in ophthalmic delivery. And we've published those studies. We continue to produce great data. And in fact, one of our studies showed how not only do we impact with this highly specific physiologic dosing approach the ocular surface, but we actually reduce the levels of the drug in the systemic circulation. Again, there is a big difference when you deliver 40 microliters, of which 300, 200% overdose, and that ends up through the nasolacrimal drainage system, ends up directly into your circulation. And we know drugs like timolol have systemic effects. They reduce your heart rate, respiratory rate, they cause impotence. So eliminating systemic effects of those drugs is of utmost importance. So we're very excited about this technology. We're very excited that our MIST-1 and MIST-2 trials, which were the phase 3 studies for microstab, those trials were positive. We had great experience, and the patients love the technology, and we're preparing our NDA submission in the next couple of months. And we're really marching forward with what we consider one of the most robust pipelines in ophthalmology, beyond mydriasis, with microline for presbyopia, and again, micropin, as we've already partnered with Bausch Health for progressive myopia. Brand new indications, pivoting drugs with great therapeutic potential into new indications where we can really change the unmet need and help patients with new therapeutic options. So with that, I'm glad that I had the opportunity to share with you our latest developments at Eyenovia. Again, maybe as a last treat, I would show you our device, the eyedropper, the new eyedropper, which I think will be the eyedropper of the 21st century, where we hopefully will transition from this that's been around for 100 years to a smart delivery technology with gentle application to the eye. Again, thank you very much. And it's been a pleasure to be at OIS again.